Okay, my name's Sarah Barton. I work for the British Council. I'm involved in the work that we're doing for CHOGM and the Commonwealth People's Forum because the last meeting was in fact held in Uganda, and I was the Deputy Director of the British Council in Uganda at the time. So I've since moved to Chile, and I work there, but my colleagues in Trinidad wanted to use my expertise and my experience from Uganda, and so I offered to help them put together the programme for this particular set of meetings for the People's Forum and the other forums as well. One of the reasons that the British Council does any work with the Commonwealth Forums and the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting is to try and enable more people to get involved. One of our key aims in all of our work is to ensure that people have a voice and can express an opinion, and to try and create more of a dialogue across country and across borders. So the blog is our way of trying to give access to the People's Forum to people who can't be in Trinidad, who can't be in Port of Spain. There are obviously a limited number of people who can fly and attend any particular meeting, and the blog is our way of taking what's happening here to the internet to enable people to sit in their homes in Malaysia, in Nairobi, in any part of the Commonwealth and still take part in the meetings that are happening in Trinidad. Well, we could do that, and we've had various discussions before this started as to how we would best engage other people. The blog's useful to us because it's interactive, so not only has it got a reporting feature which enables people to hear what's being said and understand the content and the context of the discussions, but they can actually respond, they can actually put their own thoughts and comments, and we can try and ensure that those thoughts and comments contribute to the final outcomes of the meeting as much as possible. So I think it's really the kind of interactive nature of the blog which means it works well in this context. I think the only problems arise when things become very contentious, and in some ways that's great, and it is the point of engaging with people, is to hear the wider spectrum of opinions, particularly the more extreme opinions. But it's obviously difficult, or it becomes a little more difficult for us when it becomes very politically driven, or when it's a very one-sided discussion. And so if there's a topic that somebody's passionate about or has a particular activist group about, and they dominate the discussion, then that's not a dialogue, that's not an interaction, that's one person telling another people. And so I think moderating that type of engagement, that type of post on the blog, is where it becomes a little bit more difficult. It's perfectly possible, and we still encourage people to put their views on, but it does mean that we need to be more actively engaged to ensure it's a fair and open discussion and there's more than one point of view coming across. I think it's very successful. A lot of its success depends on word of mouth marketing, and also straight marketing and link ups to other communications channels through the internet. I mean, for example, this time round we set a target of having over 10,000 unique visitors to the blog during the course of the time it was open, and so far we've already got over 8,500. So we're well on track to achieve our targets, but it's also it's not just quantity. It's not just the number of people who contribute, but it's also the quality of what's contributed and the dialogue that happens as a result of running it and enabling people to access the content of the meetings. My experience from both Uganda and here in Trinidad is that it's very successful. And it's a good way of getting people engaged. Now, whether it's still going to be the appropriate way to do it in 2 years' time at the next CHOGM, I'm not sure. You'll have to come back and join us in 2011 to find out. It's been fabulous. It's been fabulous. I think the opportunity to meet such a diverse range of people from the 53 countries of the Commonwealth, for the exchange of ideas to be so animated, for the weather to be so warm, but also, the opportunity to go and see the other forums as well, the People's Forum Civil Society, but there's also the youth guys doing something similar, the business people doing something similar. So for me it's always a great experience to get a diverse group of people in a room and to hear them debating, often quite passionately, the topics that are being covered. Only a little time. It's been a busy couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to get a couple of afternoons off later in this week. For me, it's been great. Two aspects. One is the incredibly friendly people. Everybody I've spoken to has been nice. They've been helpful, been courteous. So it's a very welcoming kind of atmosphere to come into because the people are so friendly. And the weather, the bright blue sunny days. We've had, I think, only one day of rain. It's enough rain to make it very green, but it's nice to have the sunshine quite so regularly to go with the smiling sunny people, I guess.